Hello, this is Bullet, aka the Passive Aggressive Sherpa. In today's video, I want to talk briefly about my thoughts on day 1 of Season of the Drifter. I had decided yesterday that I was going to make this video, then decided against it. I just didn't have much good to say about it from what I saw, and I didn't want to shit on the new season. So I started to tweet my thoughts this morning, thinking instead that I could keep it simple. Just tweet a few issues and move on with my day. But as you can see here, it was starting to go on, and I decided I might as well make the damn video instead. My reasoning for wanting to just tweet about it, as mentioned, is that I figured I could just get out a few of my concerns and disappointments and move on. But as I continued writing out these tweets, it was just taking on its own life. And now I'm back to making the video. Plus, my feedback here isn't too positive, and yet for most viewers, or most reviews I've seen on Twitter, the feedback has been positive, and I'm once again left shaking my head, wondering if we're even playing the same game. I know for most it's the shiny new thing, and they're just going to be happy with all the new stuff, but in a week or two, these same people are going to go back to playing all the new games that just came out. Why? Good question. Let me explain. Well, there have been some needed changes to Gambit, but there were also some unneeded changes. There's also a new horde mode. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Because why create an interesting story or adventure when you can just throw mobs of ads at players? Not saying I don't mind a good horde mode, but it's not a story. It's not interesting, and it gets old real quick. And Bungie has just been going all in on this style of gameplay at the expense of the game. And like with the Forge, all the same gamers that said it was great and kept telling Bungie they're doing a great job, left in a heartbeat to go play Anthem and Apex and whatever the fuck else just came out. They're even making videos on this shit when they used to be exclusively Destiny channels. When Destiny came out, it was all or nothing, and it grew the audience. All Destiny, all the time. The game became that fucking good. Now it's lost its depth. I look at it like this. Destiny 2 has turned into a bad horror movie in any ways. There are good horror movies out there that mess with your head, that make you go to dark places, literally and figuratively. With well-placed gore, a few jump scares to get the blood going. Destiny over the past couple of updates has become all jump scares and no substance. If you want any substance, you have to read about it in those lore tabs or hope that Bife puts out another lore video, because there's certainly no more stories being told in the game of any significance. And when there are kind of little stories, they're just tiny little cutscenes that promise lots but deliver little. I was excited for Season of the Drifter. Then I saw the Bungie vid doc on it, and it looked horrible. Of course, all the usual gamers were praising it. Then I watched a video by More Console. I love his videos, and his video about the vid doc got me excited. I was like, well that does sound good. Then I played it, and most of the day yesterday, it was so bad. At one point, I stopped playing, had some lunch, took a nap, did some work, all more entertaining than this launch was. Then I reluctantly went back into the game, hoping there was something of interest, and it was just fucking bland. What made Destiny awesome was that it was this amazing open world place with adventures that seemed like they were around every corner. It was filled with a few secret quests, some secret boss fights, dead ghosts, Siva clusters, and some pretty amazing stories. There were some duds, but overall the game sparked the imagination. Destiny 2 appears to be moving in a direction that I don't like. It still applauds group play while continuing to mostly ignore solo players. But now it's just over the top in their level of disrespect for solo players. As an example, a well-known gamer yesterday tweeted his happiness that in just 5 hours of gameplay, he raised his power level by 10. In almost twice that time as a solo player yesterday, I raised my power level by almost 2. He did it because he did 2 raids and was with a solid fire team for most of that time. I was playing by myself. Why? Because I like to play by myself. I just want to play the game. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hang out. Most of the time, I just want to play the game. There's times I like to hang out, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, it's the middle of the day, I'm taking a break from work, I just want to get on and play. I don't want to be bothered, I just want to play the game. But if you want to succeed at Destiny 2 as a solo player, it takes forever to get anywhere, and after a while, it just feels oppressive. I tried to stay positive all day. I played the new Gambit. I played the old Gambit. I played The Reckoning, and I didn't really enjoy any of it. Regular Gambit feels and sounds different. I don't know of all the changes that were made, but most of them that I did notice annoyed the shit out of me. The blockers seemed never ending for some reason, and they seemed to all be shielding one another. It's the most annoying thing in the game, and now they've made it a major part of Gambit, and it fucking blows. Then there's the new Gambit Prime. And to be honest, it's not that bad, but it's definitely not that good either. It's just kind of meh. Then there's The Reckoning, and it's another horde mode with one level so far. I guess we get more levels over the next few weeks. And that's just boring. It's a cop-out. It's a way of making it look like we're getting more content when we're really not. But I'm not just here to offer complaints. I have some solutions. Of course, it's not like Bungie's ever going to hear them. And right now they wouldn't listen to little old me when all the big channels are mostly singing their praises and slapping them on the back for a job well done. But nonetheless, I'm going to suggest how Bungie can save the game. First, something I've been saying for over a year now. We need dead ghosts to find. There should be 500 of them or more scattered everywhere, in raids and strikes, open world, the Crucible, Gambit. In Destiny, I have spent the entire day just hunting dead ghosts or Siva clusters. I spent entire days just exploring the moon, Venus, Mars, and so on. And the stuff on Earth? There were underground areas with secret boss fights, hidden quests. It was amazing. Every day I logged in, knowing there might be something I could stumble on that was new. That sense of wonder and adventure doesn't exist in Destiny 2. And that's a shame. They started to get it back, and then the past two seasons, they've just blown it. They've gone in this wrong, weird direction of giving us less and telling us it's more. Here's how it should go. On day one of any season, we need those story missions back. Good or bad, they set the tone. They gave us new destinations to explore, and they told us a story. Sometimes the story sucked, sometimes it was awesome, but it was a story. It was an adventure, and for the most part it was fun. There needs to be 2 or 3 new quests to be found. Somewhere out there in the open world, or maybe hidden in a strike or a story mission. It needs to be there. We need reasons to explore, to find things, to discover. We need new Crucible and Gambit maps, and they should bring back at least one old map from Destiny with every season. Then in a few weeks you bring in the new raid or a new horde mode, since that shit seems to be never going away. A few weeks after that we get an old destination from Destiny. Bring back the moon or the dreadnought, for example, and then you have a season event to end it all. That's all there is to it. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's $70 a year for the game, including the expansion packs, not to mention Everse. Anyone claiming it would cost too much is more likely suffering from poor management skills than a real lack of funds. I know Bungie can do this. I follow so many of them on Twitter, and I've yet to follow any one of them that sounds like an idiot. If there's any devs that are up to the challenge, it's the folks at Bungie. But I just feel like they're being led down the wrong path. They're putting too much emphasis on what some of the bigger gamers are saying, because, and the sad part is almost all those bigger gamers say the same shit every time. They praise the latest update, they promote it for about a month, and as of late, they go back to playing other games and making videos for them. Yes, these people need to be heard, but their word isn't gospel, and their word has turned Destiny 2 into nothing more than an advanced horde mode where stories have been put on the back burner. It's become something that has to be searched for. Destiny 2 has lost its sense of wonder and adventure. It sold its soul for horde mode. If the game of Destiny were some kind of TV shows, they've gone from things that were great like Stargate SG-1, Battlestar Galactica, and The Expanse, to something as shallow and insignificant as Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Again, it sold its very soul for all action game modes with very little substance and very little actual adventures. Seriously here, let's take a look at their map of what to expect this season. Allow me to break it down for you and point out how it's broken up, very modest amount of content. Seriously, let's take a look at their map of what to expect this season. Allow me to break it down for you and point out how they took a very modest amount of content to make it look like more than it really is. Okay, we got week 1, March 5th. As far as content goes, we get 2 horde modes. Gambit Prime and The Reckoning. Tier 1 only. That's it. Yes, they dropped a few exotics and some new weapons, but that's a given. As far as real things to do content-wise, we get 2 new horde modes. Next week, we get Tier 2 of the Reckoning. That's it. We get Round 2. Why do we have to wait a week? Because Bungie has been sold on the idea that by breaking it all up, it makes it look like more stuff when it isn't. Then the week after that, on March 12th, we get a new Prime map. Alert the fucking media, a single new map. I said it before, I will say it again, whoop-de-fucking-do. Also on March 12th, we get the Thorn Quest. I'm hoping that it's something that we can just do, something that's not broken up into some time-gated bullshit, but I doubt it. Then, 3 days after that, we get Tier 3 of the Reckoning. To better explain how disappointing this is, imagine getting access to Escalation Protocol or the Blind Well, but only getting 1 tier at a time over several weeks. This is a joke. Then the following week, we get another Prime map. A map. Just 1 map, and it's supposed to be a big deal? Come on. Then, the week after that, we get another new Prime map. Then the week following that, yet another map, and now all the maps will be available for private matches. Then we end the last 2 weeks with first, Arc Week. Have no idea what the fuck that is, but I'm guessing it has something to do with Arc. And then we end it all with a festival for 2 weeks. I love the festivals. I'm looking forward to this. But if it hasn't sunk in yet, for the entire season, we're getting just 2 horde modes and the maps for those horde modes. 1 major quest for a weapon most of us already had. Then something called Arc Week and a festival. That's it. What's missing here? I'll tell you. New Crucible maps, new strikes, new nightfalls, new raids, new destinations, new stories, every damn thing that made Destiny what it was. Now I know there's some smaller weapon quests, and apparently there's going to be a story where we get to see the inside of that giant testicle the Drifter drags behind his ship. That appears to be it. We're getting 2 horde modes that should have shipped complete on day 1, but instead they're breaking that up over weeks. It's so sad. I will say this. It's at least slightly better than last season's Season of the Forge. That was about as mind-numbingly boring as the game has ever been. In the long run, they are going in a direction with this game that is delivering us less content for the same price, and it's offering less substance. Maybe there will be a significant amount of substance in this new Season of the Drifter, but nothing on that graphic suggests it. All it breaks down to is 2 new horde modes, a major quest for shit we already had, a special week of Arc stuff, and a festival. How is anyone okay with this? I get that we all love the folks at Bungie. I love these guys too. I like their posts. I laugh along with them. But look at this. There's nothing to this season. I hope I'm wrong. I hope each week gets better and better. In fact, as I'm saying this, I'm looking forward to getting back into the game to see if I can find something fun, something that I like, something of substance to it. But I hate to say it, but so far, this is not okay. The direction the game is heading is already pushing many of us away, but a lot of people are just in denial about it. They're drinking the Kool-Aid, looking at this and thinking, ooh, look at all this stuff. But if you really look at it, it's not a lot of stuff. As for me, you'll find me in the old strikes and nightfalls, because I see all of this for what it is. It's basic. It's simple. It's really disappointing to me, and it should be to you too. I wish it well. I'm not giving up on this game. I love this game, but sadly, I'm really starting to feel like I'm holding on to something that's already gone and not coming back. Anyways, those are my thoughts so far, and that's about it for this video. Remember, if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's always appreciated. And if we could get 1,187 likes on this video, that'd be great. But most of all, thanks for watching. But seriously, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.